Hi, hello. Welcome back to another session of social class. I'm Kavita here to present a very interesting concept from social science class 8th. In previous class, we started a new lesson from history part, that is unit 1, sources. In that, we discussed about the meaning of history, the meaning of sources, types of sources. These are all topics we discussed in the previous class. Today, we are with a new concept from history part, that is archaeological sources. In today's session, we are going to learn on few topics. The topics are introduction about archaeological and meaning of archaeological source and meaning of excavation and types of archaeological sources. So let's start our class. The meaning of archaeological. Before that, just I'm going to tell about archaeological introduction. As I told in previous class, written sources are like a backbone for history, isn't it? Yes. In the same way, archaeological sources are like a backbone for history. Overall sources are like a backbone for history. Without a source, no history. Each and everything events of history is completely depends on the based on sources. How written sources are backbone for history, in the same way archaeological sources are like a backbone for history. Basically, India was ruled by many dynasties, isn't it? Because they given such a wonderful contribution for us. So, archaeological sources like a most important live evidence for history. Live evidence. So that archaeological is also available on the earth, not only on the earth, even deep of the earth. We have not only surface of the earth, surface in the sense upper layer. So archaeological is also is there in deep in the depth of the earth. So let us go to the meaning of archaeological sources. What is the meaning of archaeological sources? Archaeological in the sense Prakthana Shastra. The meaning of archaeology, the study of the buildings, graves, tools and other objects that belong to the people who lived in the past in early time, and in order to learn about their culture and as well as society is called archaeology. Graves in the sense samadhi. So buildings, it means not present days buildings, early time buildings are like monuments, temples, pillars. So as I told now, India was ruled by many dynasties, isn't it? The same way, the archaeology means the study of the buildings, graves, tools and other objects. These are all things that belong to early time. We have to study about early time or else ancient times, about people, culture, society and everything. So this is about archaeology. So let me give an example for you. How to find archaeological sources? Is it possible to identify by hand? No. So some procedures are there to find archaeological sources. Those procedures we call excavation. Excavation in the sense ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ. So we have to find archaeological sources by the excavation. So excavation in the sense samshodhane. If anything we got while traveling or while walking or while visiting ancient temples or else monuments, we have to hand over archaeological department. Then they have to start excavation. So archaeology is the most important aspect to write history, to make history. Because as I told now, archaeology is a live evidence for history. So this is about the meaning of archaeology and as well as the meaning of excavation. Next move on another topic, that is types of archaeological sources. Archaeological sources can be classified into 4 types. How many types? 4 types. Those are inscriptions, coins, monuments and other ruins. These are types of archaeological sources. Yes, let us go to the first one type of archaeological sources, that is inscriptions. Inscription is also one of the most important source to write history. Basically, inscriptions are written on the stone, rock, metal or other materials. So inscriptions means engraved writing. ಕೆತ್ತಲಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಲಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಲಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆತ್ತಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Inscriptions written on stone, metal, rock or others. So inscriptions are most important aspect to write history. Then who started to write inscriptions in India? And who was called the father of inscription? And why we called the father of inscription? First here, Ashoka. Have you heard the name of Ashoka? Yes. Who is he? Ashoka was the prominent king of Maurya dynasty. He was the first ruler to start writing inscriptions in India, so that he is called the father of Indian inscriptions. ಅಶೋಕ ಮೌರ್ಯ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಅರಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಶೋಕ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಶಾಸನಗಳನ್ನು ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಟ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಲಾಶಾಸನಗಳ ಪಿತಾಮಹ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಫಾದರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್? ಅಶೋಕ. ವೈ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲರ್ and he was the first person to start writing of inscriptions in India, so that is called the father of Indian inscriptions. Ashokan inscription we found all over India, across the India in many languages, not only in the particular language. Ashokan inscription found in different languages. For example, in Prakrit, Sanskrit, Arabic, Persia and etc. Basically, Ashokan inscription is there in Brahmi script. ಅಶೋಕನ ಒಂದು ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಅದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. So among them, Ashoka's most important inscription, that is Musky inscription. By the Musky inscription, we got the name, another name of Ashoka. See here, by the inscription, we will get lot of information. In the same way, just example here, Musky inscription is one of the most important inscriptions during Ashoka's time. By the Musky inscription, we got the another name of Ashoka, that is Devanama Priyadarshini. It is another name of Ashoka. So many rulers, they given such a contribution for India, especially in the field of inscriptions. For example, Samudragupta. Who is he? He was a prominent king of Gupta dynasty. Samudragupta's inscription, Allahabad Pillar inscription, and Karavela Hathigumpa inscription, Himmadi Pulakeshi inscription, Aihole inscription, Halmidi inscription. See here, Halmidi inscription was the first Kannada inscription. By the inscription, we will get the particular dynasty and particular language and ancient lifestyle, the way of living style in the society, culture, their political life, economical life, social life. These are all things, these are all information we will get by the inscriptions. So that inscription are the most important aspect to write history. So this is about inscriptions. Yes, next move on. Another type of archaeological source, that is coins. Basically, coins are small in a shape, but it has lot of content about history. So coins are like a main source to write history, the main aspect to write history, but it is there in small shape, but it has lot of information to explain about early ancient history. So basically, they are helpful in understanding the geographical extent of the ruler kingdom, and by the coin we will get lot of information. What we have to got. So it is there in gold or silver or less other. So coin is the most important aspect to write history. They also give us lot of knowledge about history, about particular time, particular period and particular dynasties. Let me give an example for you. Kushana dynasty. Have you heard the name of Kushana? Yes. Kujala Kadphises was the first person to introduce gold coin in India. By the coin, we will get the particular dynasty. Which dynasty? Kushana. And as well as the person name. Even by the coin, we will get economical conditions of the particular dynasty. If they introduce gold, of course, that dynasty was rich. If they introduce silver, okay, medium. That dynasty was a medium richness. If they introduce bronze coin, the dynasty was very poor. So by the coin, we will come to know the economical conditions of the dynasty. In the particular coin, which are the aspects are there? Year, the person name and shape. These are all things are there in coin. And let me give another example for you. Samudragupta. Yes, as I told now, Samudragupta was the prominent ruler of Gupta dynasty. He introduced 7 different types of gold coin. Who introduced? Samudragupta. How many types? 7 types. Which type of coin he introduced? Gold. By this, what we have to come to know is that dynasty was rich. By the 7 coins, we will get lot of information. The particular dynasty, the particular person, and the particular coin shape. And as well as on Samudragupta coins, one the most important aspect there, that is Ashwamedha Yaga. And as well as Samudragupta one ಸಮುದ್ರಗುಪ್ತ 7 ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವೀಣೆ ನುಡಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಒಂದು ಚಿತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? ಸಮುದ್ರಗುಪ್ತ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಲವರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ಸಂಗೀತ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದ ಕಾಯಿನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ particular period, particular dynasty, particular person, and as well as particular shape. So by the coins we will get lot of information about early life, the way of the lifestyle, the economical conditions, culture, society, and political. So this is about coins. Next to move on, another important archaeological source, that is monuments. Monuments are the major sources to write history, because India was ruled by many dynasties since from ancient time to up to 21st century. So that they given such a wonderful contribution for India to know about early dynasties, medieval period dynasties, and as well as modern dynasties. Isn't it? Yes. India has such a beautiful palace, temples, forts, pillars, many monuments. So by the monuments we will get lot of information. Basically India was ruled by many dynasties. So many dynasties were given to such a wonderful gift for us, that is monuments. They constructed many monuments all over the India. Many monuments are very famous for tourism department. Those monuments are very attractive for people. So like this, Indian monuments are very famous all over the world. So by the monuments we will get most important knowledge, technology. One of the best example for technology, that is none other than Gol Gumbaz. I heard the name of Gol Gumbaz. Where it is? Of course, it is there in Vijaypur. So Gol Gumbaz is one of the best example and evidence for the technology in the medieval period of Indian history. It was constructed by the Bahmani kingdom, or else Bijapur Adil Shahi. If we talk one time, it will be 7 time echo. Such a best example for technology and the skill and the way of the construct style. It is there in Indo-Saracenic style and big dome. Everything is there. The Gol Gumbaz is a best example for technology. So like this, many monuments are there. So those monuments are very attractive for tourist people. So this is about Gol Gumbaz. In our India, many monuments are there. Among them, very few important are there here. Aihole, it was constructed during Badami Chalukyas. Ibrahim Roja, one of the best example. We call one of the best example for technology. Taj Mahal, world famous Taj Mahal. It indicates love. So Taj Mahal is one of the most important and as well as World Heritage Site. Gol Gumbaz, so one of the best example for technology, as I told now. So it was constructed during the medieval period, during the Bijapur Adil Shah time. So Elephant Caves, so Ajanta, Ellora, Badami Caves, and Virupaksha Temple. It was constructed during the rule of Vijayanagar Kingdom. So it was one of the home god for Vijayanagar family. So Vijay Stambha. So Vijay Stambha is the best example for monuments technology. Badami Caves. It was constructed in a single rock. It was constructed during Badami Chalukya's time. Stone Charity is there in World Heritage. It is there in under UNESCO. The best example for technology. So Ajanta, Ellora, many monuments are there. Those monuments can be given the way of the technology style in the early time, medieval time, and as well as modern time. Those styles can, by the monuments we will get lot of information, religious aspects, technology, economical growth, scientific knowledge. This is about monuments. Last but not the least from this topic, other ruins. Even other ruins are one of the types of archaeological sources. Here other ruins, it means beside on the various pieces, terracotta, Bengali, beads, and etc. Terracotta in the sense ಮಡಿಕೆಚೂರು, ಮಣಿ, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದ ಬಂಗಲೆಗಳು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಇತಿಹಾಸನ ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್, ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್, ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್, religious life of the people. So not only this, one can also understand the food habit, pattern of business, also helpful to know about history of the early people life. So how can we get knowledge about other ruins? So by applying carbon 14. So C14 is the main important aspect to know about archaeological. ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ 14 ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವ ಕಾಲದ್ದು, ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ್ದು, ಇದು ಇದ್ರ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿನ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ 14. ಸೊ ಬೈ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ C14. So by this topic today we completed history unit 1 lesson. So thank you and have a great day. So till then keep watching videos and revise the video. Thank you and have a great day.